Hey y'all, it's Nancy the Handy Scandy. Welcome back for another crafty venture.
And welcome to episode 28 of Saturday Morning Makes.
Hey y'all, I'm Nancy the Handy Scandy. Welcome to my craft room. I don't often show this perspective, but here we are. This morning I decided I would make a little bit of an effort and come to you as me versus just my hands. So I am prepared with my spooky cup of coffee. I have many spooky cups that I love. And I put protein in my coffee. So if anybody ever wonders why I always have a spoon, because I need to stir that protein back up because it settles into the bottom, just little remnants of it. So today I am going to be doing my Saturday morning makes, which I made some Saturday morning, mostly Saturday afternoon, even a little bit last evening. But I'm also going to show you my desk. Yeah. Some of you might be shocked. Some of you might relate. You might be like, that's real life. Because I'm always talking about crafting as real life. So here we are. My friend Gina was up crafting with me yesterday, and I challenged myself to only use what was on my desk. Now I have bowls and plates and piles and baskets and bins of stuff, for instance, waiting to be made into something. All of this, y'all. There's cards, there's ephemera, there's some finished projects, there's some of these foil pieces that we did the other day. Yeah, all that, and a bunch of stamps that I want to use. I have stamps in there too. This is just some supplies that really don't have a home yet, so that's where they are. This is just other crafty stuff. But that's just an example of the bins and bowls and things that I have sitting around. It's as organized as I get, to be fair. But anyway, I just wanted to challenge myself to use that. I did not challenge myself to a certain color like I have a couple times lately, just to use what was on my desk. And yeah, so without further ado, we're going to jump into that and see what I was able to create yesterday. And so this is the truth of my desk. Sometimes it even looks worse, to be fair. But yeah, so this is where I walked away last night. Shortly after Gina left, I came in, I did a few more things, and then I called it quits. And this is what I came into this morning. So you can see that some of my plates and bowls still have their contents, the contents of which have been poured out on the desktop. Some of them are still, I don't want to say neatly piled because there's nothing neat about this, but at least in the same area. Others are scattered all around. But yeah, this is the truth of my situation right now. But boy, did I have fun. And the only thing I pulled out that wasn't already on my desk was the paper pad, the vintage paper pad, but it was on the buffet right behind me. Okay, so then I took a few minutes to clean this up so that I could be ready to share my makes with you. And this is kind of that process. It's sped up 7 times. So this did take me a few minutes to get everything cleaned up and picked up and ready to go. But this is our process. If you do not want to see this, go ahead and fast forward about a minute to, I think it's about 4 minutes and 10-ish seconds, something like that. See you there. Okay, so as I cleaned up, you got to see some of the things that were here, at least the working stash. So I think we're going to start with these little tags. So I actually made these little tags, shortly after my sister passed. One of my sweet friends, crafty friends, Heidi, she is up in New England. I feel like she's my sister from another mister. She's a doll, and I absolutely love and adore her. And she encouraged me just to create for myself and to even do an art journal page, which I've not done in a long time. So I actually started the art journal. I don't have it near me or I would just open it up and show you kind of my progress. But it's these colors, right? It's the bright, fun summer pinks, oranges, yellows, and all of those in between, especially the corals. And so I was making little tags because I was going to put pockets throughout it and things that talk about things that bring me joy, even if it's just a one-word tag. So these are the little tags with a pocket. You see each of them has a little pocket. And I was just going to put little words. But I thought these tags were bigger. These are the ones from NFT. Let's pull them back out. This is this set. And they're great. They're just much smaller than I anticipated. So my art journal, when it's open, is about almost 2 feet maybe. It's big. So these were very minuscule. I don't even know how many of them I made, but I made a lot. And even with the bulk of them, it just still looked wrong. So these have been sitting on my desk. I said all that to say they've been sitting on my desk. And some of the last things I actually put together last night before I stopped was these 3 little tags. Now, if you'll remember, I played with these fun stamps from not Stampers Anonymous, Impression Obsession. They were recently released. I don't know if I have them nearby or not, but anyway, primitive, love them, absolutely adore them. In fact, several of the projects that I have today have images from I think it's 2 different stamp sets. So I have her, obviously, the little skull head, and she might be my absolute favorite of all of them. I really, really love her. And then I have her on a make. I have these and these on a make coming up. And then, of course, we have this sweetheart right there, and then this sweetie right there. These were on other things. These I think I might have today as well. But anyway, I digress. Just wanted you to see these are the stamp sets. It's called Festive Pumpkins and Halloween Girls. The artist is Lindsay Ostrom, but it's Impression Obsession. So I think if you just go on there and search Prim, these would probably pop up. But anyway, I think they're really sweet. They do still have the pockets. I didn't do anything with the pockets, but I thought they would be fun. Just popped up on little action wobblers. And I just popped them up. I thought that they would be really fun. And they kind of have a creep factor to them, but I thought that the wobbliness kind of took that away. I don't know. And then just some baker's twine from my stash. Some longer, some shorter, obviously. And when I tie it, I always add glue because I don't want it coming undone. Sometimes I'll add charms. I think I have 1 or 2 that have charms today, but there's those 3 tags. And this is actually the first one that I made yesterday. So this particular pattern paper actually has pumpkins on the back. Let me see, I know I have some scrap over here still. It's an old Stampin' Up! Paper. So this is the front, to me it's the front, and then this is the back. And I've made a cute little garland alternating the polka dots and the punkies, and I think look at him. I mean, they're just really sweet pumpkins. Again, some are just pumpkins and some are jacks, but love that. But I didn't want the back to be that, so I backed it with a piece of cream, and I just created a second card. Now I took just a strip of the pattern, the polka dot pattern, and put it behind her. I actually had a blob of glue. You know, I laid my my glue bottle down with the lid off of it, and it just dripped right out. All the pressure just pushed it right out. And so I was dabbing my pieces into the glue, and then I laid this down right in the pile of glue. So messed it up. But anyway, back to the front. I created this pocket. This little bit is left over from when I did the mummy cards, and I just adhered that down with some glue just along the edges, and then I created myself a little pocket for these JOLs, or they're not JOLs, they're just pumpkins to go down into. Super, super cute. I added these bats to both sides. This little cat is also from Impression Obsession. There's also a little ghosty kitty bat, that moon and clouds. Look at that. How stinking adorable. Now, I cannot remember the name of this artist. Obviously different from the Prim, but I just thought that they were really cute together. So anyway, that is that one. Love this little witchy girl. She actually started coming to life once I put color on her, because on the stamp, she looks just kind of like the detail's lacking. But the detail's there. Once you stamp her out, the detail is definitely there. So I think super, super cute. So there's that one. And then there's this one. Now this was one I really wanted to use this. This is an old Stampin' Up! Paper as well. And so I did my technique of just attaching another piece of cardstock to it that would coordinate. And then I found this frame. This is from Pink Fresh, and it was just in my stash. And so I just took one side of it and kind of trimmed that right there to be the border, or the segue, if you will, between the two cardstocks. And then I put another white one on the back just to clean it up. And then I have this same image as this side, colored a little bit differently, very similar. These are in Olos, these are in colored pencils. And then of course I just used a round die cut, which was already cut. It was already in my stash like this. I added a ring, which I have a bunch of those die cut as well. I use those all the time. And then this big bat, this was actually two. One was already cut out of foam and one out of cardstock, and I mounted them to give it some depth. And that's that tag. And then I made this one, which I absolutely love. He's been in my stash for a while. I colored him up a few weeks ago and never used him. So this is a sentiment from that stamp set. It says, "Now where'd I put that brain? Now where I put that brain?" There's lots of fun sentiments in there. And then of course another bat, and then this little bow tie is from Tim Holtz. I can't remember the name of the stamp set, but it's a skull, and it has, he's kind of a hipster. There's a bunch of different bow tie options, and this is just, I had stamped a bunch out, colored, and fussy cut them out, but I found it in my stash just sitting here, and I thought it looked perfect, so I added that to him. And then again, cleaned up the back, just added the little toppers like I do. I just took some scissors to make that pinked edge, just to coordinate, and I thought that was fun. Now these little charms, I have trouble making my charms, y'all. If y'all have any advice or guidance for me on that, let me know. I watch videos, but for whatever reason it doesn't stick in my head. But these I got on Amazon. There's so many different patterns and designs and styles and themes in here, but I just pulled a couple that I thought felt appropriate, if you will, and attached them on. Now this back side, obviously I left blank, and my friend Gina thought that he looked less menacing on the Action Wobbler. Not sure how he's menacing. I think he's adorable, but there we go. All right, so those are the tags that I got done, and then I had some bigger images. So this little voodoo guy, I actually was trying to make a tag out of him. So this particular tag, I can't remember what the other image of it is, or this circle, but this side of it is cut out, and I have several in my stash like that. So apparently there's another image that die cuts out of that circle. But anyway, I mounted him up on that so you didn't even notice, and then I mounted it to the black and white, which it's a gift bag from MFT. They send their, I think MFT or Honeybee, no, I'm not sure, but they send their products in these fun black and white striped bags, and I just cut them up and I use them, and I still have several left, so that will last me a lifetime. And I just die cut that out, or taped it back in, because they're two pieces. The frame's one piece, and then the inside is another piece. And actually, I think I have it upside down, but digress. This was another piece that was just in my stash, just laying there. Obviously, 3 more bats, different sizes, different styles. And then this background was from a video I did for Imagine a few weeks ago, and it was just in my stash. I have its counterpart that's all polka dots. I have not used it yet. But when this part got too big, I decided I would put him as an element on a card versus trying to make a tag out of him. And this I Love You More Than Candy is from This Calls for Confetti. They're sentiment strips. Love, love, love. Yeah, I wasn't sure what I wanted to put on there, but I think I Love You More Than Candy. I think that was appropriate. And these actually were colored in red, but I took a couple different orange Olos and colored right over that red, and then he coordinates just fine. And this was a much brighter blue. I just took a cool gray to it, and yeah, there he is. Now I've covered that whole thing in some, what is it called? I never know what this is called. Nouveau Crystal Glaze. And just give it a little bit more texture and shine. So that is that card. And then this one, this truck has been in my stash since, at least since summer. Colored it up, colored this wreath and these punkies so long ago it feels. But it's just been sitting there and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with it. And yesterday I was determined I'm going to use this pickup truck. So I attached the wreath, and then I found these pumpkins that were in my stash as well. They were from the set called Attempted Murder. It was a flock of crows, if you will. It's called a murder. And on the stamp set, I think there's only one or two. Maybe there's three. I believe that this crow is from that set as well. Oh gosh, maybe I should adhere him on there. I don't know. There's another cat somewhere that I want to add on here too that I didn't get added on. But again, I digress. And I just think it turned out super cute. I love the way that it looks. You can see on the black panel, which again was just in my stash. I added a bunch of the trees from the tree assortment die set, and just kind of gives the impression that he's driving out into the woods without actually creating a scene. And then this is from this book. First time I've used it. Love, love, love it. Have to find a better way to pluck the cardstocks out because I literally just ripped it and it created a mess in here. But yeah, I'm not even sure where it was at this point. But anyway, I will be using more of these. I feel like I want to make a pennant, a garland out of some of those. That could be really fun. But anyway, those are my cards. That's it. If you guys have any questions, drop them downstairs in the comments, of course. If you have any comments, drop those down there as well. And I ask you that if you have not already subscribed to my channel and you feel so inclined, go ahead and do that now before you leave. Hit that bell as well so you are alerted every time I post something new. And of course, give it a like if you like the video at all for any reason. Yeah, and I invite you back. I will be back soon. I have a haul video coming. Then I have other things just coming down the pike, so you don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss you. But until then, guys, this has been Nancy, the Handy Scandy with Saturday Morning Makes, and we'll see you next time. Mwah! I'm out.